Tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa yatha agaram duccannam mutthe samati vijjati evam abhavitam chittam ragu samati vijjati yatha agaram duccannam mutthe samati vijjati. This is 13th verse of the Dhammapada. It means just as rain penetrates an ill-thatched house, passion penetrates an uncultivated mind. Once the Buddha visited Kapilavatthu city where the Buddha's relatives were living. One day, the marriage of Prince Nanda, the step-brother of the Buddha, was being celebrated. After having dana, alms given, at Nanda's house, the Buddha handed over his alms bowl to Prince Nanda. The bride of Nanda, Dhammapada Kalyani, seeing the prince following the Buddha, rushed forth and asked the prince to come back soon. At the monastery, Nanda was admitted to the Buddhist order. But Prince Nanda was discontented and had no pleasure in a monk's life and was thinking of Janapada Kalyani. Knowing this, the Buddha, by his supernormal power, showed Nanda the beautiful female deities of the divine world called Tavasimsa. They were so beautiful and far prettier than his princess. Nanda was told that he would have one of those deities if he endeavored hard in practicing the Dhamma. Finally, he attained the arahanthood and enlightenment. As an arahant, he was fully released from all the attachments. His mind was purified of lustful thoughts. The Buddha, explaining the change of Nanda's life, said, "Monks, previously Nanda was like an ill-roofed house, like an ill-thatched house. Now his mind is like a well-thatched house. Now he is released from samsara, that means recurrent births and deaths." What do we mean by abhavitam chittam? This is the undeveloped mind, uncultivated and untrained mind. Mind is difficult to control, difficult to see its nature. The cultivated mind gives secular problems, thousands of troubles and inconveniences. The lust, we call Pali raga, is very easily penetrated into the uncultivated mind because it does not know of meditation. Those who practice meditation can understand what ought and what ought not to be done. by themselves. Not only lust, the other basis of defilements like hatred, those you call in Pali, and delusion, moha in Pali, are also penetrated into that untrained mind. Kusala actions, wholesome actions and energies are not known to the abhavita mind, and it does not see any difference between kusalas and akusalas. Kusalas and akusalas means unwholesome actions and energies, not accustomed to stay in wholesome objectives. The Bhavavita and the Abhavita, the Abhavita mind is suffering from obesity of sinful energies and mental defilements. Our mind always is bending to our accustomed actions and thoughts. So, the Abhavita mind is heading to negative and sinful actions and thereby accumulates much more mental impurities. It is an appropriate house for thousands of sinful desires and vices. In our current society, many are closed with mental stains, kilesa, because we find today a money-centered society, competitive society before us. So there is a rat race competition and a cutthroat competition for seeking desires. The mental impurities are just like torrential rains. Our modern society always is promoting lustful desires, kama raga in Pali, and seeks happiness therein. That is a big mistake. And that is because of without knowing the meaning of life. What we have to understand is that there is a danger of lust. There is a list of major kilesas or defilements which are called dasa kilesa vattuni, 10 major mental defilements. First is lobha, greed, or covetousness. Then comes dosa, the second, corruption, blemish, wickedness, and hatred, etc. Third is moha, stupidity, dullness of mind, delusion, or bewilderment. The fourth is mana, high opinions, pride, conceit, or arrogance. The dogmatic views. Six, vichikiccha, doubt, perplexity, uncertainty, etc. In indifference, sloth, stiffness, or solidity. 8, uddacha, agitation, overbalancing, excitement, or flurry. Ahirika, shamelessness, or unscrupulousness, recklessness, hardness. These things are called major mental defilements. Generally, many are covered by these mental defilements according to their views and practices. They have various levels of defilements. Some may be having a higher level of desires, whereas some others have having a low level of desires. These mental defilements are detrimental to the way of salvation or highest happiness. At first, we have to understand that our mind is covered densely with these mental stains, and it is a sort of heavy burden to our life. Heavy burden to our life. Then there would be no psychological and spiritual peace at all. No peace at all. It seriously affects to our physical body too. It seriously affects. If we do not set aside and remove these defilements, then we are heading to utter darkness of ignorance, confusion, and bewilderment. May you all be well and happy.